Welcome traders to the S&P 500 Futures chart review. I'm going to go over a couple of the calls from the prep video this morning. So let me show you the calls and then we'll do a quick recap. And it goes back down and we're basically testing the top of this node and now it's getting rejected. It's just basically ping-ponging back and forth, right? And if this is if this is a strong rejection, which it looks like it's going to be, it's going to continue back up and it's going to go test the next node. You can see you've got a big old gap in here between the 2904 and the 2895 level. So you could get a fast move if we get up over this area. You get a very fast move up into the 2904 level. And then you have 2908. But on the upside, I think your real resistance here starts at 2904, 2908, and then you get something on the other side at 2912, 13, 2913. Okay, so we got up over that 2885 area, which was right here. We had a fast move, pretty fast move right here. Traveled all the way up to the 2905.75 area and then basically got a sell off. And where did we ping pong back to? We came right back into the 2886 area right here and got another bounce off of that level. Looks like a weak bounce and we're falling. So if you like the analysis of the market, please subscribe and get the morning prep video. I give you all the levels, like these scalping levels that really worked out well today. I give you that analysis of fast moves and where markets could probably turn. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section and let me know where you think this market is going to go next. Let's do the rest of the chart review. Let's do it. Okay, traders, so S&P 500 chart review for 6/10/2019. Looking at the symmetry rate real quick, just to get this out of the way. Really had some good touches of the levels here and reactions to them. I thought it was working out pretty good all the way up. Very nice range extension up to the very top right there, and coming back and getting bounces all the way coming down. So this one was a little bit premature, but it finally came through. I had this like a little half level drawn in earlier this morning, and I extended it over, and it perfect for this little bottom piece right here. But yeah, 100% range extensions. They look like they worked out pretty nice today. Let's go back to the intraday. I wanted to talk a little bit more about this. So this was that 85 shelf level that we talked about in the prep. And so this was the open, I don't want to say open gap, but the gap between the 85 and the 904.5 level right here. And so you can see there was a pretty good move through here, and it came back right back, and it's sitting right back on this shelf of volume, and that's the bigger shelf of volume also on the bigger time frame. You got a bounce right here, and it came right back to it. So I'm kind of considering that a weak bounce, and that we could get a little break lower maybe. Let's look at that on the 60-minute real quick. So that's this level right here. That's that doji candle right there. And then so look at these bars, and I often say, large bars are signs of weakness. So it goes up real fast, and then it came back just as fast, and that's just indicative of not building positions. When you have a little area congestion, that's where people build positions and they tend to defend it. So they kind of defended this top level of this congestion place right here, and that's where you're getting the bounce out of it. So, but not a great bounce, but still a bounce. Weekly here, so nothing really happening on the weekly right at this point. We're just kind of in a node that we're trading back and forth on, but a better picture of, so we traded up right up into this top node, and we rejected off of it, and we came right back down into this node down here, and we're kind of bouncing off of it a little bit. But if it's a weak bounce, then we can continue back down, and we'll start looking for the lower levels. And we don't have a whole lot in this bar right here, so if we can get underneath this 2880 level, 2876 level, we could get some good, nice little moves to the downside during the week. Now that we've challenged the bottom of this node right here, we're going to want to challenge the top of it if we go back up. So we're kind of looking at this 2914 level, I would say. Over here on the daily, the yellow line's perfectly lined up with this little gap right here, and if you've watched some of my prior videos, you know that the current trading area tends to trade into these gaps right here and try and fill them in, and that's where you got the move back out of it. So I usually try and put the levels against other levels of shelves of volume, and I chose a little bit higher so that you were against this bigger shelf. But in reality, the market was fairly, I don't want to say weak is the term, but I mean, it went up, but it sold. I mean, it didn't really hold up here at all. It just it's kind of like the people bought in and then they sold it off. 240, same thing. You've got this big old topping tail candle now, where the body's in the bottom third of it. It looks like a topping tail. Hit this node, right, and now you're back down into a lower node. This is the 85 area right here, so this is where we took off from and where they're kind of bouncing it. Definitely, if overnight, if we get down, we could fall down into this 80 area. But there's a pretty good shelf right here, so I'm liking that shelf. 60 minute, we already covered this. I don't think there's anything else to really show you on that. So scalping levels, definitely you would have got your point off of this first hit right here. This one went through a little bit, found support. I'd kind of talked about that in the prep video, that if we're on our way up, that you wanted to play the backside of the scalping levels as support, and so you would have got it right here, and that would have been a nice little scalp up there. Breaks back down, breaks through. You get a touch right there. You get an immediate scalp out of that one. You get another run right there. This one breaks through, definitely chops around and finally breaks out of it. But there you get your support level, and you bust up. It's starting to get weaker right now as you start to get some pullbacks off of this. So support bounces off, you definitely get a scalp out of that one, and it's gone. There's a level right here, but doesn't quite make it there. But this is the 94, 95 area right here, and you get this beautiful sell. I'm such a dummy. I've got a picture of this, but I won't share it with you. But so I was all the way down here with my sell, and I sold out, reversed it, and went for the scalp, and this thing just continued down. Here's another scalp off of the level. This would have given you your point. This decides to use the backstop here, and you get another point out of it. another backstop on the scalping level, sells down. You get this reaction right here in front of the line, and it moves a good point. So I probably wouldn't have tried to take that at all. Sells back down, finally hits the line right here. You get a nice little scalp out of that one. This one, you've already challenged it. It breaks through. It does bounce right there, but I wouldn't have taken that because it was a quick return to the level right there. And this one doesn't quite make it to the line, but bounces at the end of the day. You can see right here, I don't think you would have got the point out of that. It was 93, 91.50. Yeah, you would have got your point out of that one if you would have took that one. So scalping levels were pretty good today. Not sure what else to say on this. You can definitely see this. You had a big shelf of volume right in here. This was the bottom of the profile. That's why you got this kind of sideways right here, and that kind of built up. Let's take a quick gander at this, and you'll see that you had this, shelf of volume right here. So you came down and basically bounced off the top of this guy, got that little bounce, and it finally broke through and went through it right there. This guy, you can see no bounce off of this little area right here. If we pull this back, let's take a little bit gander of this volume right here. So you can see this guy right into the low point right there, right in between the two volume nodes. This one was right into the top of that gap right there, right between those two volume nodes. A little bounce right there. But I don't think there's much else to really show you here. This was pretty weak. This came back pretty fast. Not sure what to make of it right at this point. Could be a pretty weak bounce. So let's take a quick look at the other side here. So when I do a lot of the profiling, I usually do the swing and look at the swing on the way back, and you can kind of look. So our swing point's like right here, and so you kind of look when this traded up right here into this line or whatever. It was right into this high shelf of volume right here, and that's why you got the bounce right there. And this one right here, he was right into the gap, which is the top right here. So if you were looking at this profile right here and the price was going down, you have to think that the people at the top of this, at this shelf right here, who beat the buyers, are pretty strong, right? They moved it all the way through to the downside, and then the people on the downside basically beat the buyers too by forcing them out of the position to the downside. And so that's why I kind of think of the volume node and the bounces, right? So when it comes up, literally you get your first bounce right here, right at the bottom of the node. You get another bounce right here at the shelf of volume. You get another bounce right here at the top. All these people stopped the buyers at some point, and so they were strong hands. This one's right at here at the shelf of volume on the node right here, right? And these guys were the last guys to basically defeat this whole group right here and push them down. So that's why I tend to look at the bottoms and the tops of the profiles and look for the bounces, because they're basically trying to defend their positions when they come back. And then you also have the people that held on. So think of yourself as a buyer right here. You're basically in this shelf of volume. You're fighting, and they beat you, and you think it's going to maybe come back and bounce, but it keeps on going. It keeps on going. You hold on, and then it comes all the way back to your position where you totally got got wiped out, you're a seller and you sell. So you join that selling group and you sell it back down. So that's the way I look at it. You can tell me if I'm wrong. Put it in the comments if you have a different opinion. Love to hear other opinions. I try and rationalize about everything. Hopefully make some kind of sense out of how the market behaves, because nobody really knows, right? There's just all kinds of people trading in it. Most of them are algos. How do the algos behave? You can see this guy comes right back down into this nice little shelf of volume, the high volume node right there, and you get the bounce. So anyways, scalping levels were pretty good. I think we pretty much nailed this call up here. Could have definitely gone through, got a good turn on it, and yeah, so I hope you guys got some money out of some of these trades, and we'll see you in the morning. So again, if you like the analysis, please subscribe, leave any comments in the comment section, and I've got 3 courses done into my trading course, working on the candlestick course right at this point, and I think that will be quite different than what you may already know about candlesticks, the way that I look at candlesticks. But anyways, have a nice evening and see you in the morning.